Merci de recevoir chez nous en Grande-Bretagne. C'est un plaisir d'être ici.
Oui, ça doit être très émotif, je l'imagine.
Beaucoup d'émotions et beaucoup de traumatisme.
Oui.
Dans la route là-bas, avec les retards et...
Quel pays a beaucoup changé?
Énormément changé. Énormément.
Ah, c'est mon mari.
I'm Deborah.
Nice to meet you. On va parler en français s'il vous plaît.
Très bien.
Mais pas les gars. Et ma collègue Jouissance.
Enchantée, c'est un plaisir de vous rencontrer.
Nous avons un étudiant à l'université d'Edinburgh, c'est notre fils.
Ah bon?
Oui.
Il est dans quelle école? What school is it?
Il fait politique
SPS, ok. Ah, ok. C'est sa première année?
troisième année.
Troisième année.
Ok.
Et que Romain Caire.
Ah, ok.
Il fait l'année à l'étranger.
Il fait l'année à l'étranger. Oui, à ce niveau-là, on commence à envoyer les étudiants un peu par-ci par-là. Oui, ça c'est vrai.
Ouais, quel plaisir de vous voir finalement.
Sur Twitter.
À Twitter.
C'était
Oui,
Twitter, follower,
Twitter, X. On ne va pas changer le nom, c'est Twitter.
C'est Twitter, c'est ce qui est intéressant. Oui, ça c'est vrai.
Eyewitnesses. And I think that shows the influence, the inspirational influence that you have, even though you're thousands of miles away in Edinburgh, for people. But let's first take drinks orders, and then Nicole wants to come in. À boire.
Limonade? C'est de la limonade? C'est de la limonade, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's and actually our head of department, Alex, he's not here, he went on leave. But he actually proposed that we feature you because we're doing a Black History Month campaign.
Yes, yeah. And I'm returning the whole week busy with Black History Month.
Oh, really?
There are
Okay.
speeches and everywhere and everywhere.
Yeah. And it's great because here it's not very well known actually. Like, we've been trying to get people to sort of see
Images we could tell, and the stories that we tell, and the things that we don't talk about.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So tomorrow is exciting because we're going to a school to celebrate the International Day of the Girl.
There's an International Day of the Girl.
Yes.
In this country? Or is it? Oh, so
it's
it's
international.
Yeah.
So you know,
So you spend a lot of time in the Middle East.
Yes. Oh, DRC is a continent itself. But yeah, when I was in Brussels, I worked on conflict diamonds. So I traveled a lot in diamond producing countries, but never made it to DRC.
Even though the DRC exports so much diamond.
Yeah, the opportunity didn't come.
Okay.
But obviously many of the Belgians look a lot to DRC for obvious reasons. So that was interesting. And then I was in Sudan, we were in Sudan 2010 to 2013. So the independent revolution of South Sudan. So a completely different part of the continent. So anyway, I'm delighted to be here. Much to learn, much to do, but it's a real. I think one of the best parts of my job has been discovering all the talents.
Yes.
People who have some heritage in the UK and some heritage in DRC.
Yes.
Because
Well, you seem to find them more and more now.
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So I think my statistic is that the Congolese diaspora in the UK is the third largest in Europe after France and Belgium.
But the well-established are in Scotland. But they don't want people to know that they are Congolese.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the reality. You find Congolese in Scotland, everywhere, Black Rock, Selfos, the Congolese. But they just don't want to say anything that they're Congolese. And then Edinburgh Uni was the French ladies, the French teacher. I'm French also. That's the way you're acting. I mean, it's this ring in Scotland where the Scots are very keen to see people that are not identify themselves as Scots, to have their manners, speaking like them. And I think that was the problem I had, because I don't copy anybody, and I'm just true to myself, and many people in Scotland didn't like that. So that was the thing. But I have to say, it's quite being rectored by UNIE. I came across some realities of people going to new places and not wanting to have anything to do for where they come from. For some reason, for obvious reasons, of course, there are places where you cannot return anymore.
Yes.
The war has been there forever. You want to start
Yeah.
afresh. You've suffered so much, you want to start afresh. But I do believe diversity in us is our strength. Because if we keep our diversity, we integrate in our society, respect each other, we have a better goal in our life than anything else.
Actually, you were speaking about being ashamed or wanting to embrace their full heritage.
Yeah.
Remind me, there was a program they made of, they followed a large number of babies that were born at the turn of the millennium. They were born January 2000, from the UK, from different backgrounds, different class backgrounds, different kinds of families, different ethnic, religious backgrounds, and economic backgrounds. And every year they did experiments on the children and spoke to the parents, but to see how the children were growing up and how these background factors affected them. But one of the things I remember, 5 or 6 years when the kids were, they asked them, who do you think is prettier? And they showed them pictures of some kids that were white, and some kids that were brown or black. And one of the things that was really striking is that nearly all the children, whatever their own personal ethnic background was, when the white children are more pretty, better looking. Apart from in one family, was a black family growing up in Birmingham, and their parents were absolutely committed, activists, and they drummed into their children black pride, and that seemed to inoculate them a bit from the prevailing things which already, were absorbed by the children at such a young age. Anyway, it shows it's possible, but it shows it's not easy to escape some of these ideas. And the other thing you said, Dr. Deborah, was around trauma. And again, a very wise woman I know, she's not from here, she's from the region. She said, this whole country is traumatized. And she recognizes because I come from a country which experienced trauma too. And that, and again, that's something we've seen transformed how we talk about trauma, mental health nowadays. But maybe some of these things, they haven't come back, they haven't travelled far enough yet to the people that need to hear them.
I think black community trauma is almost permanent, and it passes from generation to generation. We have to come in a level where we identify the trauma and put it aside of our new generation for them to identify this is not what defines us. We have a new way to go, a new way to move on these things. When you, like I've been to the UK for 19 years and I'm returning and facing what I've faced in the last 3 days, this was pretty traumatic for me. I thought the whole country was collapsing. The whole system was collapsing. I mean, the car comes, what's it called? The cross. No. It's three things in our road here. It's the traffic jam, which is almost madness. Then you have the bicycles and all this comes together. They don't have helmets, and sometimes they have babies on it. And I'm in the back of the car and then I keep screaming, stop, you put this and then you get in between and for me, I told the Vice Prime Minister today, I'm going to get home, but one book an appointment for counseling for therapy. But for me, it was like, thank you. The whole system is collapsing. But someone tells me, no, that's the normality.
We saw there was a link to a Radio Capi article that was talking about how maybe the estimates are that 20 million Congolese suffer from mental health issues. But the comments on that, the comments on the Twitter field were like very defensive, as in like, no, we don't have those problems, we're not crazy.
Yeah.
So there's like, even discussing mental health and like discussing trauma is still very stigmatized in our society. And I feel like even like on the mental health day posts, there were like, oh, a few likes or a few comments, but we made sure to like not put anything too inflammatory, because it's so hard for people to acknowledge or to talk about trauma in a way that's like constructive or healthy. Yeah.
And then after Sudan, we decided to move to Scotland. So yeah, I was born and raised in Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm a new Scot, so I know what it feels like to be in Scotland. But it's actually it's been nice and welcoming. I think.
Scotland can be welcoming, I admit, but when you find the difficult ones, you feel that welcome is no longer there.
I'm sure there are.
There are some who are very difficult. And trying to integrate the whole system, for me, has been, but I'm saying this, I've been in this country, I left this country because I was not happy in India. So I cannot just go to a foreign country and pretend that everybody's going to welcome me. So I saw these things the same way. I was in my own country, I was unhappy, I came here, this is a foreign country. Do I need to expect everybody to love me? No, that's not. And I realized the time I was in England, all my white friends trying to take me away from this shocks and microaggressions, they protected me. So when I decided to go to Scotland, because I didn't want them around me, I wanted to find out the figure of my own. Then I went to find the microaggression myself. But it was, let's say, a learning lesson for a journey that brought me where I am. And I said, I don't know to go. What can I do?
Well, probably take some time for you to think, as you said, that your next step is being in DRC.
It's not right now.
No, not right now.
2026, so I'm preparing for it. I still have something on my slate for Scotland then. I'm getting there.
Interesting. All right.
So I haven't not finished with Scotland yet, so I'm still there. But I think my time here is going to be 2026. And then moving forward, even just trying to come here, there are rumors circulating all over here. What madness is this? I didn't come here to become Prime Minister. What is this? Rumor everywhere. And I don't want that, because I wanted to come and first to see my family, and then from the university point of view, November, it's the time that we are finishing, preparing for the other steps. So I'm finishing February 2024, so I need to have the time to finish everything. My little space was 10 days, so I'm going to be here to see my family first, because I haven't seen them for a long time, and then from there, back on the plane again, China, everywhere, and finishing all that. I didn't come here for any political mission, not at this stage. No, I'm not interested, not at all. But I do believe that, the women in my position, I need to have some courtesy, So I tend to meet them, each and every one of them say hello, and I said, nothing else. But then my time in politics here started in 2026. Oh, I'm going to put something there.
Then in other contexts. So it's important to get that experience, but I think the diaspora is such an important role to play by being bicultural, by knowing and working within other ways of doing things, and then to be able to come back and translate it in a way that I don't think any complete foreigner can ever have the same insight at all.
But I do believe that, I've been out of touch with DRC for a long time, because I was so concentrated on the UK, because I wanted to understand why Madibara was. But for me, it's another step for learning. After the disappointment I've seen with us since I've come, I'm really disappointed in everything here. You see, it's difficult. And I'm telling you, I'm traumatized. So I need time to adjust myself to this reality, and then start to get the selection, get going with the country, but slowly. I want to do things in very, because myself, since I arrived 6 days ago, I can't eat anything.
Oh.
So I'm having fruit. And the other reality was I couldn't go to a cash machine to get my Scottish.
Scottish running notes.
All this difficult. It's very, very difficult for me. I mean, I feel a stranger in my own country. So this time is to go maybe a year or two, but the dynamic here is another thing. The dynamic here is another thing. I need to adapt to that. It's something else too. So there's a lot to go from myself, my own point of view, and my own relation with the country where I was born, which is still every way to go.
Very fun. Very cool.
Oh, really?
So, you know, I went to school and then I left. And then so to be able to visit, to be able to recognise community, and I say the ministers here do work hard. I've had meetings at midnight.
Oh, really?
Sometimes.
Oh,
So they do work.
Oh, okay.
Very, very hard.
Okay. We were meeting in to visit because I want to live on my place to move back to Scotland.
So what would you like to
So
ask
if you could maybe start with, we'll just take a photo of you guys with the king and
You'll see the picture. You'll see the president's picture. And do you want to ask something, because this is inspirational.
So I think we'll just take a very short video if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Yeah, and just maybe with like
We're doing in French or in English?
it can be in French.
In French?
Yeah,
Okay.
French.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more like
Don't worry, it's from years ago. Very good.
Oh, wow! Ce mois-ci est un mois qui est important pour le monde entier, pas seulement pour les Blancs ou les Noirs, c'est pour le monde entier. Pour se souvenir de la race noire et des personnes qui ont fait des efforts pour sortir de l'injustice. Vous savez, lorsque je parle souvent du combat de l'homme noir, je n'ai jamais vu et je n'ai jamais lu dans l'histoire du monde que l'homme noir s'est battu tout seul. Il avait à ses côtés des hommes de toutes les couleurs qui n'avaient qu'une raison, de respecter les valeurs de l'humanité. Alors pour ce mois de l'histoire de l'homme noir, nous devons apprendre à connaître l'histoire de ceux-là qui se sont élevés pour la liberté et la paix à travers le monde. Je me dis que lorsque les minorités, en ce moment-là, lorsque le noir était persécuté parce qu'ils étaient encore des minorités, lorsque les minorités se battent pour la liberté et pour la paix, cela profite à toute la société. Ça, c'est la plus grande valeur dans tout ça. Et la seconde, c'est le fait que nous nous souvenons tous les jours, tout le mois d'octobre, de ce qui a été fait l'année passée, de ce qui a été fait il y a 100 ans, de ce qui a été fait il y a 200 ans. À la fin de ce souvenir, c'est un triomphe. On se souvient des personnes qui ont traversé des moments difficiles, mais à la fin, ils ont triomphé. Et les lois dans le monde étaient un peu plus justes et un peu plus fair, ce qu'on dit en anglais, fair. Et pour la jeune fille, il y a beaucoup de choses à faire par rapport à la jeune fille. Et je suis encore très heureuse de savoir qu'il y a une journée internationale pour la jeune fille. La jeune fille noire est encore sujet des stéréotypes, des cultures qui sont encore, ne nous donnent pas la capacité d'avancer. Les jeunes filles blanches, qui sont des jeunes filles que je connais encore au Royaume-Uni et partout ailleurs, et aussi ils ont leurs désavantages. Donc la femme en général, qui commence sa vie à partir de sa vie de sa jeune fille, a besoin d'un soutien qui lui permet de s'épanouir intellectuellement, mentalement et émotionnellement. Si nous voulons avoir des femmes solides, des femmes qui bouleversent le monde, des femmes qui bouleversent le monde pour le bien, nous devons préparer l'avenir de la jeune fille maintenant. Si nous commençons tout de suite, nous aurons des bonnes mains. Nous aurons des bons chefs d'État, nous aurons des bons ambassadeurs, et nous aurons des femmes influentes qui influencent le monde et dont tous les êtres humains, quelle que soit leur orientation sexuelle, veulent écouter la femme parce qu'elle continue d'inspirer. Alors, joyeuse mois de l'histoire de l'homme noir et des joyeuses journées de la jeune fille. Merci.
avec les embouteillages, on ne sait jamais. Mais, et puis,
Oh, il y a une pluie, c'était il y a 2 jours. La pluie de lundi, c'était
et un matin,
la première fois que j'ai écouté une pluie aussi bruyante.
c'est contre notre fils. C'est-à-dire que nous connaissons les grands. On va suivre les résultats.
Ah, bien sûr, bien sûr, bien sûr.
Yeah, it was just the temperature. You're not used to this. Oh, sorry, yes.
I got in the car and you can find it.
Yeah, that's the top tip to always have a family.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to meet you, and we'll see you soon.